Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Manny. I'm a real estate investor here in the Portland metro area. I have been trying to get a hold of my mechanic for the last 2 weeks, and his son just called me back this morning to let me know that his father has been missing. And there was something they didn't really know about what was going on. Apparently, his father was picked up by ICE. And this is something that affects many of us. And I'm not pro or anti-immigration and deportation, whatever, but I think that there are a lot of consequences or a lot of trickle effects for ICE and the picking up of people without even notification, without due process. If you're a real estate investor or real estate agent who rely on people that do different kind of handy jobs, handyman, you will understand what I'm talking about. In my case, it was a mechanic who I relied on. I'd taken my car to him about 2 weeks ago, and we had scheduled to kind of, have him do the work, only for him to just disappear. And there was no information from anybody until I got this call. So the question then is, why is this happening? And it's happening because allegedly a lot of these illegals, people that I don't think that should be used for any human, a lot of them are gang members and they are drug lords and they are criminals, which is actually not the case. So if you don't know, ICE was founded 18 years ago. It's the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. There are two arms of ICE. There's the ERO, which is the Enforcement Removal Operation, and there's also the HSI, the Homeland Security Investigations. The HSI is responsible for doing transnational criminal activity and looking at cross-border gang operations and stuff like that. But the ERO is responsible for removing non-citizens and aliens who are here illegally. Unfortunately, this has been a little bit the focus of the current administration. Again, I'm not for or against necessarily. I'm an independent, but I'm just trying to highlight the implications of this to the economy and to real estate investors and people who depend on handymen and cheap labor, which some of those Americans themselves are not willing or are necessarily interested in doing. I'm talking about the cleaners, the janitors, a lot of handymen, drywall, painters, roof gutter cleaners. These are activities and jobs, even mechanics. These are tasks that many Americans do not like to do. Right now, they are deporting workers, parents, people in your church. And of recently, a lot of our neighbors are being picked up and removed from their homes. Children are being impacted, lives are being changed. And of late, green card holders are also being impacted. And dare I say, even American citizens. So this is something that has gone too far. It's something that I feel that has a lot of consequential impacts on the economy at large, even though we cannot really see what those impacts are at the present moment. Again, I'm not pro or against. I just feel that my mechanic, who was a very good man, honest man, he just has a son with his wife. They've been here for a very long time. But tips, information, people talking, and ICE just shows up at his shop, of all places, and they removed him from his shop. So it's something that is common, and I don't know what your experiences are, but I think that in the real estate industry, we are going to begin to see the impacts of this removals of people that are hardworking. A lot of them are not gang members. They are not members of the MS-13. They are not drug lords. They are just people who are looking for a better opportunity, a better life for themselves and their family. It dehumanizes them because they are sending money back to their home country. They are helping their local economies. And they're also helping our economies by helping us to do things that we Americans otherwise might not really want to do. And there's also something called due process. Due process just means that every person, not necessarily citizen, every human being, every person who's here is entitled to due process, meaning they have to go through courts, they have to go through a legal process, even if it involves deportation. With the way it's being done right now, due process is being bypassed because allegedly due process takes too much time, takes too long. And it's just something that I think if you are someone who is doing a lot of business here, you will be impacted. At one point, it was the hotel workers that were being picked up. It was the farmers that were being picked up, the cotton pickers. And I think the administration later got a lot of complaints from the donors, and then they didn't apply the equal justice to certain sectors because the donors were like, we need to slow down on that. So again, this is not a political channel at all. I'm just frustrated, and the way I'm venting about this guy who's just, I'm not going to say his name obviously. Now his family has been shattered. His wife is a cleaner, and I'm sure they don't know what to do, and they really have no option if the process is not followed. So, guys, that's just all I have for today. Let me know what you think. I'm a bit shaken by this because I've heard about it. It just hasn't really hit home close to me, and it's something that I think we all have to grapple with in the next couple of years. And hopefully, my hope is that Congress does something to help so that this is done in a properly structured way, in a more organized way, and a more civil process. For God's sake, we are the US of A. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any comments. If you know someone who's been impacted by this, please leave a comment in the section below. And don't forget to like this video. If you've not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.